Hi everyone, I'm Becca and welcome to my Dollar Dream. Well, Minnesota, we got the snow, we had the blizzard last weekend, which I had to work in, which that was really, really not any amount of fun. So it really put a damper on the van starting build. But glorious sunshine is out, the snow is melting. Let's see if we can kind of see a little bit in my yard. It's out there. You can kind of see back there. It's just melting. It's trying so hard. That was like all the way up here just a couple days ago. So I hope this time it melts and it stays gone because I'm just so pumped and so ready to just get building. New and exciting news. My Baltic birch is here, at least part of it. This is 3/4 inch and I'm gonna use that for the floors, mostly. Probably some, maybe my shower walls, I'm not sure. I might use some 1/2 inch for some of the cabinetry. I am kind of looking into maybe doing some extruded aluminum, which is also called 80/20. Just to make the build a little bit lighter, and it doesn't look too complicated to work with either. So I feel pretty confident that I can do the woodworking or the aluminum, both. But anyway, I thought today would be kind of fun to go through and do some unboxing of some of the products that I've been stockpiling. So I know I need to open some boxes anyway, just because in case I need to return. There's a return window, and I'm probably going to exceed that if it's like 30 or 60 days by the time I actually put that item in the van. So I just want to make sure that everything is intact, not broken. If things need to be returned, I can do that. But I thought it would be fun to just kind of take you along for the ride. So right now, I just wanted to kind of show you that I've got nothing more built. But I've got my lumber, which I'm super, super excited to have that Baltic birch here. I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Cody, or my husband's friend Cody. He did our basement remodel from CZ Construction, and he helped me out with getting the lumber. So thanks a lot, Cody. He does great work. If you're looking for a contractor. Anyway, let's go inside and check out the stockpile. So last time I kind of showed you my little stockpile there, but now you can see that my pile has grown. Okay, so I've been kind of waiting on opening these, so I thought I would share. Some of these things are going to be less than exciting because they're just little bits and pieces of things I ordered from Amazon. Do any of you late at night start adding things into your cart and then you wake up in the morning like, what in the heck was I doing last night? The other night, I kind of went on a rampage and I went down a rabbit hole and about my plumbing and my electrical, and just thinking like, I want to have all these things. So when it comes time to put in the plumbing, put in the electrical, I want to have all the components. The other people that I've been watching, the other YouTubers and DIYers and even the van builders, they talk about like the big mistakes that people make and things like that. And I think during the build, I think a lot of them had mentioned like about like whenever you order something like wiring or plumbing, you're probably going to run out and you're going to need more. That's usually the case with anything I'm doing craft wise. I think if I do a little project, I go to Home Depot or Menards like a million times. And of course, when I get there, because I won't write it down, I'll get there and I'll think I have everything and I'll get back home and I have to run back. I kind of did that with the insulation. I thought I bought enough of the spray adhesive, and I did not. Well, then I ran out of the stuff anyway, so it didn't really matter in the end. How fun, huh? It's like Christmas. Well, the first item, it's just a plumbing gasket. I can feel it through the package. This is, I believe, a check valve for my water tank. And it's a Homeworks check valve. If you are interested, I can leave links to the things that I purchased for the van below if you're interested. I have to say, by no means, like, I am not teaching you how to do a van build. This is my Dollar Dream. Go back to the first video to learn about the Dollar Dream and what that's all about. There's a link to the Google Docs that talks about my Dollar Dream and the rules and the ask. The big ask is I'm asking for $1, no more, no less, to help me with my Dollar Dream so I can help others with their Dollar Dream. I want to hear about your Dollar Dream, and I hope that I can reach far and wide and help others as they help me, and just be kind to others and just do good things. So go back to my first video, kind of talks about how my Dollar Dream came about, and more so than that, it's me like taking the steps to make my dreams come true. I want to retire within the next 10 years. I'm a nurse. I think I have great opportunities to step into some travel nursing roles. I think the travel is going to afford me the opportunity to make money, to travel, to have that expense of, oh, I just dropped my scissor, to have the expense of, not have the expense of living, so having the camper. I dropped my scissor. Don't mind me. Okay. I'm really just trying to be present and take the steps that I can just make my dreams come true. Part of that is with your dollar. Last week you got to meet Gus, and I thought this week let's do a little unboxing since we're still waiting for the cold weather to subside here in Minnesota. We had a big winter storm last weekend, just a huge accumulation. A lot of the roads were even closed, but it's melting and the sun is shining. The forecast is that it's supposed to get cold again, but in the meantime, I'm gonna relish in the sunshine. Let's see, this is actually more plumbing supplies. A lot of this stuff is, I found this really cool guy. I think his name is Jeff. He's it's called Thrivans, and they're another YouTube couple, and they actually have a legitimate like van building business now. He is very, very knowledgeable. I think I found him early on, and I tend to go back to learn from him. This is just how I'm doing it. I'm kind of like accumulating all the information that I'm finding from different sources and kind of picking which one I feel is going to work best for me in my setup. Nobody is paying me to do this, but I've been really, knock on wood, so lucky so far that all the people that I've reached out to and like customer service people with most of, I don't know what it is, maybe just van life and van builder people, they're just all so very nice. And everyone's answered my questions. I even had, I got my roof rack. That's actually in another room. I couldn't haul it back here. It was too heavy. It's closer to the front door and it's still in the box. But Unaka, and I think they're maybe out on the East Coast. I didn't bother to check real hard. But anyway, I got my roof rack from them and then some brackets for my solar panels. And they actually called me when I ordered the brackets, and they just wanted to double check and verify what kind of solar panels I had. And the ones I had actually had on order, the guy was like, nope, that's actually not going to fit what you ordered. Here, let me switch this for you. And it's so helpful. And they did that before they even shipped. Like, that doesn't even happen, you know. Usually when you're buying something, you click and you order it, and then you have to deal with the returns and everything. So I really, really appreciated them and their customer service. They kept me informed the whole way, you know, your shipment, part of your shipment's here, part of, you know, it's being sent, we're getting it ready. And I'm really finding that true with a lot of the van build people, and I really like it. The Thrive-Ans guy, that I know they've got like a little Google Doc with all their supplies and videos and stuff. And so, of course, I just sat and like vegged out on that forever, and kind of picked and choose what I thought would work best in my build. So, got a lot of items like just wire clamps, some PEX A expansion. I've decided for my plumbing, I'm going to do PEX A expansion. So a lot of this pile is going to be plumbing. Let's see what else. It does kind of feel like Christmas. I don't even get this much at Christmas. Oh, this is also a plumbing. So this is part of, from my water tank, the water's, the tubing's gonna come from my water pump into, I think this is called like a manifold diverter or something or other. What's a gadget doodle thing. But anyway, so the route of water, so my water, hot water heater, my shower, my sink, and then a back, out the back door, like little shower nozzle. So, well, 4 sources that's going to go in and come out. We'll figure it out. And then what is this? Oh, yeah. So I did some research too, and this is probably one of my bolder moves, is I'm actually going to take, because I didn't like the hot water heaters that everyone had, the little Bosch, and it was like these little 2 or 4 gallon, but they weren't really made, they're not really made to go in vans. And what I found is over time that a lot of people didn't like them. They don't have a way to drain, like say, and I'm in Minnesota, I'm gonna need to like drain and winterize and clean that out somehow at the, you know, if I'm storing or doing whatever. So I'm always just trying to think of those cold, you know, extreme temperatures, both hot or cold. So I found a guy, another YouTuber, that turned a Rheem hot water heater, a little, it's like a little 2 gallon, I'm waiting for that, turned it into a 12 volt, and he actually is charging it with solar. So my theory and thought is that I'm going to do that, and but have it go to my 12 volt power source. I've got the solar, but I want it to go to my power bank and have it set up with the fuse. So I kind of combined, I found a few different people that have converted theirs. The guy with the solar power one, he seemed to be the most legit of what the heck he was talking about. And then there was another man too, but we'll see. Hopefully I won't electrocute and burn my van down. I might have to connect with maybe a local electrician and plumber just to check my work after all is said and done. But I do feel kind of confident. But anyway, this is, I think it's an anoid rod for hot water heater. And so the hot water heater, the Rheem one that I ordered, is the 110 volt, you know, like you plug in, and this is a 12 volt. So this is the key component that's going to allow me to switch it to work. I think this is 12 volt, 300 watt. So, can a person get zapped with that much? I don't know. I'm going to find out. Won't be the first time I shocked myself. Okay. The next, oh, more plumbing. I don't know why. I ordered a bunch of this. I don't know why it came by itself. Braided plumbing wire. I have PEX wire coming too, but I think where it's coming right off the water tanks, it was suggested to maybe use the braided wire. This is a little more flexible. I've got, this is just going to be the day of plumbing. I was hoping some of these smaller ones would be a little more exciting, but these are all these little shut-off valves. It's nice to have shut-off valves for all your water sources. So I got 4 of those. Since I've got 4 off the manifold, then I'll have the shut-off valves. I'm trying to be very cognizant of not closing things in, not having things inaccessible. So I went out to the van and I was cleaning and I thought, oh, I should bring that little buddy in. And it had that little tank still on it and I didn't think anything of it, and I unscrewed the tank, and when I unscrewed it, all I heard was this hissing sound, like shh, like gas was just leaking, and it was like, whoa, that's not right. And the valve in the top of that little propane tank, I think most likely my fault because of the weather, and I didn't unscrew it, and they're just crappy little 1-pound tanks. So then I freaked out and I like brought it over to the edge of the driveway, and I was like, I'm out. So that little incident freaked me out enough that I was like, if that's going to happen with a little 1-pound tank, I don't want to deal with like the huge propane tanks. I mean, we've got them on the camper. I fill them up and hook them up and things are fine. And I check the lines, and you know, those were, and I get the camper checked every single year for, in the spring for leaks and rodents and all that, all the stuff that you're supposed to check and have those inspections for. So I feel pretty good about the usage there. But as far as the van and me doing stuff myself, that was kind of where my level of confidence really just started waning. It was like, I don't have control over this. And yeah, so that scared me. It did eventually, like I set it out there. It took like 4 hours and it just slowly leaked, and then, you know, the tank's empty, you can throw it away. But that was enough for me to be like, I'm not going to do propane. Anyway. Okay. So that's enough. That's all for the littles. You want to see what's in the bags. Oh, I got another big one back here. Now, a couple of the big bags I'm not going to open completely. And spoiler alert. So this right here, I don't know if you can see, this is one of my van windows. I think this is the big one on the sliding door. Like it's the big window. This is the biggest hole I'm gonna cut. And it's gonna go in, and it has like a little slider window on there. And then there's another box, I think back here. And I've got the one big, and then 2 smaller, like for like the bunk area, where they're just smaller windows. So the one big and the 2 smaller, and then I've got the ProBreeze, which is like the fan, but you can't really see, but it'll provide some light, like natural light coming in the ceiling. once I get everything up on the ceiling with the solar, my AC slash heater, the ProBreeze fan, once I get everything up there and situated, I really, what I want to do is do like a marine hatch in the back above the bed, which you could actually like go up on the deck, up there, but I don't know if that's going to be realistic or not. So we'll cross that bridge. Because once, if the ceiling or the roof, if the roof is full of everything, you're not going to be able to go up there and like sit or have a little deck. But if there is enough space to actually do that, that would be kind of cool to have that roof access where you could kind of sit up there and watch the stars or do all that fun stuff. I'm just a dreamer. That's funny because the rest of this was in that thing by itself. So more braided plumbing. I'm going to save this box for probably all my plumbing. Oh, part of this is just paper. That's just printer paper for something else. Some more brass fittings. This is the one. That's the one I'm looking for. Do you hear that? Ding, ding. Now that I bought something from Temu, I have the app on my phone and like 50 times a day it goes ding, ding. Like, no. You know, I feel like I got ripped off because originally I had like 7 things in my cart, and then there were, at the end when you check out and it made me pay, then it said 3 items were less than $5 could not be shipped. I was like, what kind of rip off is this? Ooh, this is my SureFlow water pump. Ooh, that's robust. So this is how I'm going to get water from my tanks. It's gonna go on through there and then go into my hot water heater and then to my sinks. So this is the guy that's gonna do it. Water pump. I don't know why I'd get so excited over a water pump. Cool. Puppy is barking in the back. He has a little baby gate that keeps him in the other living room, and he's not happy right now. That's Gary. You'll meet Gary. Gary's a lot. Okay, this is very cool. I'm very excited because through this build I've recognized that I'm not going to be able to look out the rear view mirror to see what's behind me, and the side mirrors alone, like, it don't have the best visibility. So I'm even thinking of maybe upgrading those to like trucker, like bigger mirrors. Anyway, this is an electronic, like dash cam, rear view. It's called the AutoVox. Had good ratings, and so I can look out the video out the back, and I can just see like it's a rear view mirror. I had one that was like, that came with my previous truck, and it was awesome. And this is supposed to have really good like night visibility. It also, you know, it's kind of cool because it has the dash cam and the rear view built in. This was another one of those products where you feel like you're gonna get something, you research something. I think I was looking at the Wolf Box, and I had that one in my cart, and just, of course, because our devices listen, and it popped in, this one just popped in my feed, and then I was like, oh, what's this? And so then I started researching this, and I was like, a good deal. I'm habitually cheap, looking for a good deal. So, yeah, cool. Okay. This, like I said, these two are my windows. I've got another one back there that's the AC unit. I'll probably just peek at it to make sure it's not broken. This is my gray water tank that's going to be mounted underneath. And then I kind of have this sandwiched, and then on the other side of this is actually my white water. I don't know why I said fresh water. Wet water. It's my white water tank. Oh no, it's my white tank. Let's just break everything before you even get it functioning. So, fun times, huh? All right, I think that's enough, huh? I've created a big mess, so now I gotta clean it up. I really want to start getting in there and putting all this stuff and installing, and maybe I'll get in there and do that this weekend. I need to take the stuff out that's in there, and I'll show you. So I have to go into like all the holes in there, and in the ribs on the inside of the van. And these are plus nuts. They're like rib nuts, but a little bit different. They're the same concept. I liked the fact that kind of you stick this through the wall, and then you put the little tool in there, and then it squeezes, and then it's like a star, like it compresses and it goes like a star, where like a rib nut, it's gonna create like a flange like that and that. And this is, it's like more area. So I really like that. Those are gonna go in all the walls, and then I'm gonna put my furring strips. So it just gives a connection point to where we can put then our base level. So this, I've got a whole bag that I gotta put all in there. I've got to get the rest of my Thinsulate up, and then get my furring strips down on the base of the floor. I did order my shower pan today, and that was the one thing I was kind of really holding off for the floor, is the shower pan is going to go directly kind of on that metal, and I have to put a hole on the bottom of the van floor to where it's going to go. So this gray water tank, I have to see where it's going to situate. I think it's along the long passenger side underneath. There's like a little spot. This is made specifically for that. The freshwater tank is made, it molds right around the wheel wells, and I'll show you all this as we do it. So everything kind of has a place in the van, but I'm not really sure. I actually have to get under there, and of course it's been so crappy I don't want to lay on the ground, but I need to see kind of up behind the driver's seat underneath, like what is under there. I feel like there's a heat shield or something under there. So I have to kind of see where it's safe for me to drill a hole in the van. So, okay, like and subscribe. And if you so choose, give me $1. Make sure you tell me what your dollar dream is. I want to share your stories. See you next time.